It's December 21st, 2023, the second last KYN Live of 2023. I am Tyler Hyrchuk, your trusty host, one of your trusty hosts. And my guest today is a writer of the upcoming graphic novel Youth Group, a podcaster, two-time Eisner nominee, and arguably most exciting, presenter of the prestigious Best Condiment Award at this year's Steamies, Jordan Morris.
Hi, how are you? Yes, happy to be here as a condiment expert.
I have to ask, what was the condiment that won?
Yeah, it was a oh gosh, I'm gonna get the brand name wrong, but our buddy comedy legend Bill Oakley does an award show every year for the best packaged food and snacks, and I believe it was Caribbean Breeze Ire barbecue sauce. Um, I've got a jar in the mail. I ordered it from the website. Can't wait to get this sauce all in my face.
Hell yeah, I'm writing that down too now. BBQ. I have a friend who is condiment phobic.
Interesting.
And
they just like dry food,
basically, to the point where like they have said that they will like kill people if they try to give their kids condiments even.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it sounds like this person has a lot going on. And
yes,
not just be condiments, but some
exactly
inner demons that need to be dealt with.
Yeah, that's time for another story. So here's what's gonna happen today.
You like a condiment, though, right?
Oh, I love a condiment, absolutely. And I love the jalapeno lime spread from Trader Joe's, which I found out recently is only seasonal.
Oh, really? Yeah, Trader Joe's. They're, I think we're all in a little bit of an abusive relationship with Trader Joe's. They give us the good stuff and then they take it away.
Exactly.
I still mourn the hot mustard wonton chips. Like these haven't been in the store for 15 years, and I still kind of look at the snacks and like, maybe the wonton chips are back. Maybe they're back this time.
Maybe not. Who knows? Meanwhile, our producer's probably like, Tyler, can you start the show? So here's what's going to happen.
This is good stuff.
I would argue it's great stuff.
Thank you.
We're going to talk the KYN 7. There may or may not be condiments involved, but the 7 of the top news stories of the week that are stupid, funny, or weird, and I will get your reactions. That's why you're here, and I'll ask you questions along the way. And everybody who is not in the call but is outside of the call looking in, send in your super chats to get your question or statement read on the air. And if you don't want to donate through YouTube or you can't catch the show live, go to kynchat.com and you can leave a question or statement anytime that we'll read on the air, or Jordan may or may not get tattooed somewhere on his body. On to story number 7.
I signed the waiver before the stream turned on. I am legally obligated to get these tattoos.
Can't wait. He said there's a lot of space in the forehead space. He's open up to doing it as well.
Yeah. It's going to be forehead first, and then we're just going to work our way down.
Love to see it. Story number 7, reported by The Guardian. So you're familiar with the Scripps National Spelling Bee, right?
Love it. Huge fan. I lose a lot of money every year betting on the spelling bee.
So ESPN for years was the company who broadcast Scripps National Spelling Bee until the event actually shifted to another network in 2022. Now, there is a relatively new supposed esport that is the championship contest televised live on ESPN Direct from Las Vegas. What do you think this new esport that ESPN has started showing is called, or what sport might it be? Esport.
Oh, yeah. I mean, gosh, love online gaming. So maybe it's something like competitive doxing.
Ooh, I mean,
you can.
Some people do that free of charge too.
Sure.
Would you say that you're like an amateur doxer, a professional? You do it full time? Or?
Yeah, I like people who are doing it for the love of the game, who are out there. Not some people who are just like want the Red Bull sponsorship or all the fame that comes with being a professional doxer. I want people who are in it to give out the information of their enemies online. No, I mean, if you're looking for an actual guess, I am a big fan of like games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and I have been overjoyed in recent years that you can see some of that stuff on ESPN, usually kind of late at night at a weird hour. But yeah, I would be thrilled if something like that would make its way into prime time. Get those spelling kids out of here. Let's see some fatalities.
In a perfect world, yes, spelling would be replaced by fatalities. But In this case, it's replaced by some very specific formulas because it is the Microsoft Excel World Championships, and we have a clip.
Thank you,
No
Stephen.
way.
Here we go. We are ready. Our
Yes.
contestants have just opened the case files, and they're getting going on this first case, which is all about esports. Kind of meta here because we have a case where we're having the contestants solve a problem about scoring esports.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What?
So it's an esports tournament based in Microsoft Excel, and in each round there's 8 players, and they're given this big ream of data plus a set of instructions. So they need to create formulas and subsets to process the data, working against the clock to solve different stages of the case and earn bonus points. And every 7.5 minutes, the lowest scorer is eliminated.
It's like competitive human resources.
Exactly.
I mean, there's Excel heads out there. I've never been able to master it, but yeah, maybe I could learn a thing or two by watching the best of the best.
Exactly. So
My
the
gosh.
winner this year, with the nickname the Annihilator, was Andrew Ngai, 36-year-old from Sydney, Australia, who became a 3-time champion and won $15,000.
There's the Annihilator.
There it is, and a massive belt.
Oh my gosh. That's what I love that they have such a sense of humor about it. I loved the like badass red mohawk on that commentator we saw in the video.
Yeah. And I mean, they can finally tell that their family that they excel at something too, right?
Nice. That's solid. I
Ooh.
hope they use that in the show. That is, we love it. We love a pun.
On
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's wild.
Yeah. On to story number 6, reported by NDTV. There's a series of highway tolls known as a toll plaza, apparently, that was set up on a national highway in India, and it operated for about a year and a half until there was a discovery and they were forced to shut it down. What do you think they discovered about said toll plaza?
Oh boy. Okay. What would cause a toll plaza to be shut down? They were handing people fruits and vegetables to take over the border. They're like, "Here, transport these fruits or vegetables for us."
They're encouraging just like the worst sorts of this would be importing that Australia would very much despise. Australia is very strict about their rules. But in India, that's not the case. It was actually set up on private land, and the landowners were getting
Oh.
the money. And we have a picture. It's kind of hard to make out here. But basically, this was set up to divert traffic and bypass an actual authorized toll plaza on the highway.
Oh,
And
dang.
it supposedly offered a 50% discount. So obviously drivers were like, yeah, I'll take this toll instead.
So so yeah, maybe you could just slip, Google Maps a little something to reroute everybody through your private toll booth.
Yeah. Now eventually the police got wind of it,
Right.
but year and a half of the landowners generating thousands of rupees every day.
That's insane. That's just like a road Airbnb, just like renting out your your road. It's part of the hustle economy. We're all part of it.
Oh, amazing. Oh, I love it. Love to see, yeah, the hustle economy. Can you imagine? It's like, hey, Jordan, what do you do when you're not at work? What do you do for fun? Oh, I have a toll plaza.
Right. That's just my side thing.
Exactly.
Hopefully I can make the toll plaza a career someday, but right now it's just kind of a hobby.
Oh, gosh. Amazing. A reminder, everybody out there, get in your super chats to have your question or statement read on the air. And if you can't catch the show live, go to kynchat.com, leave a contribution at any time, and we'll read your question or statement on the next show. On to story number 5, reported by CBC Radio, good old Canadian Broadcasting Company, I think, is what the other C stands for. There's a woman in Fox Island, Washington, named Corporation. Thank you, Joel. Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. A woman in Fox Island, Washington, named Jamie Bisceglia was participating in a fishing derby in Tacoma and wanted to help her friend get a good picture for a photo contest. So she decided to pose with an octopus clinging to her face. What do you think happened next?
They fell in love. Next, I hope she put a ring on it. 8 rings. on them. Yeah, there's a lot you can do to an octopus when it's on your face. I hope they forged a connection. I didn't see it, but wasn't there kind of like a buzzy Netflix documentary about a guy
Oh,
who
My
met
Octopus
an
Teacher?
octopus? Yeah, and I think all the jokes I heard about that said like maybe there was a little bit of an erotic undertone to it.
Could have been.
So maybe humans and octopi can connect in that way.
Yeah, it just so happens this guy was a huge hentai fan and they met one IRL. It was just like amazing.
I will say that I have nothing but love for the nation of Canada. It's a beautiful place that I visited many times. I hope to go back. A fishing derby is one of the more Canadian things I have ever heard about in my life.
To be fair, this was in Washington. It was just reported by the CBC.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is on you guys.
Well, that's maybe they're like this was not picked up by any American news sources. Canada is like, oh, we need to get this is front page stuff. Stop the presses.
So we think a love story between the woman and the octopus.
I hope so. I'm hoping for it. I think we all we could all use a little positivity here at the end of the year.
Quick
love
bit
a
of
love story and
quick bit of trivia for you.
Yes.
Do you know how many hearts an octopus has?
Oh, great question. I assume it's more than one because you're asking me. It'd be kind of wild if you're like pop quiz hot shot. They have one, just like everything else. I'm gonna guess. So 8 arms. So if we have 2 arms and 1 heart, I'm just gonna do that math and say that they have 4 hearts.
I mean, close. Price is Right rules. You're wrong. 3 hearts. But,
oh, really? Okay, I was close.
Anyways, back to the octopus.
Maybe that's why they're such loving creatures.
It could be. It could be. They're so full of heart. We have pictures. It bit her and was venomous.
Oh no! Oh gosh!
So I'm assuming that's the first picture. Like, hey, check out this funny thing.
Right? Ha ha ha.
That's like a small reminds me kind of apologies to Joel or whoever else is watching this, but there is an article of an adult toy called a chindo where like you can strap something to your chin and it looks like that's what that is basically.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Not to backtrack. Gosh. Yeah. That is although I guess if I didn't know that it was biting her and it was poisonous, I might guess that's that has some romantic energy to it, that photo.
100%.
I will also say that I think XL contest is very Canadian as well.
So after it bit her, she actually continued to fish for the entire day.
Wow, what a pro.
Fishing is life. But the next morning, her face was completely swollen. She went to the ER. Good news, she is okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But she also kept the octopus, cooked it, and ate it.
Wow, a beautiful. It all comes full circle, doesn't it?
And I'm assuming ate all 3 hearts.
Right. Ooh, yeah, the heart. That's the juiciest part of the octopus.
It is.
It's where they store all of their love. That's why it's so juicy, because they're such loving cephalopods. Anyway.
Great word.
Thank you. I think that's like the phylum they belong to. I don't know.
Another great word. Wow, you are a writer, Jordan.
I do. I have a thesaurus taped up to my window just off camera, and I'm just reading random words. I hope octopi fans aren't like roasting me in the comments. It's like, actually, they're anyway.
On to story number 4, reported by The Guardian. This is a fun association. The Gondoliers Association in Venice has had a lot of issues with tourists in recent years. In 2020, they actually reduced the capacity of their boats, blaming the increased burden of overweight tourists. And recently, a group of Chinese tourists actually upset their gondolier by shifting around the boat, taking selfies. Now, what do you think happened next in this particular case?
Oh, gosh. I mean, if the gondoliers go on strike, I mean, the whole country of Italy grinds to a halt, right? Like, it just nothing gets done in Italy without the gondoliers. So, I mean, no pasta, no wine. Mario and Luigi just out there on the picket lines, refusing to save princesses. Anarchy, right? I mean, if Italy falls, the rest of the world isn't far behind, right? So, is this the first domino to tip over that leads us to the eventual apocalypse? I think it might be.
Well, what's fascinating about that is you use the word tip over, which is very close to what actually happened. The boat capsized. And we have a video here.
I maybe could have guessed that.
Yeah. So basically, the gondoliers maneuver, they're trying to go under a bridge, and it required the maximum balance of weight on board. But
Right.
all the passengers were just kind of like, I don't need to sit down. I'm going to continue to move around and take photos.
Oh dear. I know that this is like an old tradition, right? Gondoliering is, I don't know how long it goes back, but I imagine it has a rich history. I do think you need to adjust to modern times a little bit. You have to assume that people are going to want to take selfies, so get a ring light in there, get some fun backgrounds. Lighting's so important for selfies. And also, like, you have to realize that we now live in a world where the Wendy's Baconator exists. It exists, and it's just going to change. It's just going to change the amount of weight that a gondola needs to hold. So get with the times, Italy. Get with the times. People are huge, and they want to take photos of themselves.
I was waiting for that connection. I'm like, Baconator, where is he go? Oh, okay, I got it.
Right.
Well, I mean, the good news.
I take down a couple of Baconators a week, don't you?
No, not myself. I'm more of a crispy chicken man myself.
Okay, that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
But now, so it's saying good news. I would argue whether or not this is good news. Everyone made it to safety. This would be more of kind of like a trial by water kind of thing, where it's like they probably didn't learn the lesson. Is my thing, right? I feel like you need a casualty to learn your lesson.
Well, I mean, I guess it probably ruined the phones they were using to take the selfies.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll teach you. Maybe that'll teach you to just live in the moment, touch a little grass, as they say in the comments. Maybe this is we could all learn from this. I was just railing against the Gondola Association for not getting with the times, but you know what? Maybe we can take this all as a moment to, get off our little hypno screens and get out there and just connect with a man in a stripy shirt rowing a boat
with a nice big stick. Beautiful.
With a giant oar.
Well done. On to story number 3, reported by KCRG. In Cedar Rapids, Iowa, there's a sports bar that did a promotion called Pour Till They Score. Now, it was offered to anyone who signed up to play on a golf simulator during the Big Ten Championship college football game between Michigan State and the hometown Iowa Hawkeyes. And the bar actually offered free beer until the Hawkeyes scored. Now, are you a college football fan?
I am not. I do not have a sport that I follow. Competitive Mortal Kombat is the closest thing. But I'm guessing it kind of seems like where this is going is that this team that had to score is probably not a good team.
I honestly don't know where they are in the league standings, but for this particular game, they actually got shut out 26-0. And here's a clip from the manager of that sports bar, courtesy of KCRG.
I think that, being locally owned, it's nice to do some things for the community.
They've held this promotion throughout the season and say they'll offer something for Iowa's upcoming bowl game.
I love that she's contextualizing that as as kind of a community building exercise. I love that. I mean, could you do a book drive for the library? Could you do a highway cleanup? Yes. I mean, all these things help the community, but also getting everyone drunk off their ass is good too, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, the bar ended up having to give out 100 free beers. It cost them roughly $500.
Okay, but I mean, they're getting promotion. We're talking about them on this show. The next time I'm in that town, I'll go to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, which I hope to be in soon. I'll go there. So yeah, maybe hopefully they made their money back with the promotion. But man, yeah, that's a shame.
You have to also kind of find that, I wouldn't say it's a niche, or you guys would say niche, but somebody who loves to golf while watching football.
Yeah, I guess that part of it too kind of went over my head. I guess there's some sort of Top Golf video game. Anyway, I couldn't tell you how. That seems like too many activities, frankly.
And I would say you continuing to feed alcohol or just like push it on people who have golf clubs and they're swinging them around probably also isn't a good idea.
Sure. Yeah. Or, I guess maybe next time you pivot to, the alcohol. I mean, that's where you make your money. You pivot to something that has a little bit of a shallower margin. Free mozzarella sticks till they score.
Oh.
Everybody, you load them up with mozzarella sticks. You send them outside. You get them on a gondola.
There we go. And it all comes back around. And the gondolier has a large stick that is a mozzarella stick.
Oh my gosh, that's a promotion. That'll get me to Cedar Rapids.
One more reminder, guys, get in your super chats to have your question or statement read on the air, or go to kynchat.com, leave a contribution at any time, and we'll read your question or statement on the next show, or as mentioned at the top of the show, Jordan will get it tattooed on his forehead. On to story number 2, reported by The Guardian. You may have heard of this story. I came across it a number of times in the last couple of weeks. A BBC News anchor named Mariam Moshiri was forced to apologize for her actions during a live news broadcast. Now, what do you think happened?
Gosh, I love a live news blooper. There's so many great ones. And this happened on the BBC. Do you remember that one where the guy is trying to give this kind of very serious speech about the Middle East, I think, and his kids keep coming in, and he has like 2 kids who keep. Do you remember? Yeah, that has never been topped, in my opinion. I hope whatever this is can possibly top that. I watch that once a week and lose my poop. If people have not seen this,
and then
funny.
And then the wife like army crawls in.
Yeah, I know. And his kids keep coming in, and his wife is just frantically trying to pull them off camera, in the most spectacular way. I hate to just describe another viral video on the show, but it's the first thing that popped into my head. I can describe the cat that says yas later if you want me to. Yeah, boy, I hope I don't know what happened, but I hope whatever it is as classic as that video.
I think it will be a classic for years and years to come, and we have a clip to show you.
Live from London, this is BBC News.
Oh my gosh. So, like, have we gotten an explanation?
We apparently have. So it turns out it was meant to be a joke for her friends inside the studio, and there is the full clip here. It's just showing what she actually intended to do.
Live from London, this is BBC News.
I mean, the switch from I'm goofing around to we're on the BBC is it's amazing.
I honestly think that there's probably some sort of animosity between her and the sound guy, because I would argue too that the timing of that was perfect, but like maybe the camera turned on early or something.
Yeah, I wonder. It's like somebody off camera is just telling her that her sports bar has now stopped offering free beers.
That's also coming up to New Year's. One of my biggest pet peeves around the New Year's is the countdown, right?
Okay, you don't like the countdown. You don't like the ball dropping?
Not that I don't like the countdown. The majority of people don't count down properly.
Okay, I haven't heard this take yet. Let's.
So you're seeing the countdown, and you're seeing the
9, 8,
number
7,
of
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's your problem?
You're looking at the seconds and milliseconds. When people hit 1, they hit 1. They say 1 when it's just finished being 2. So if it's like there's 2.00 seconds left, as soon as it drops down to 1, they say 1, and then there's that extra amount of time because they've said it too soon. You should be saying 1 when it's 1.00.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense? So like when there's counting down, it's 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So maybe the same thing happened.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if people just would, you're saying people need to respect milliseconds more.
That's much better.
Everybody's crazy about seconds, but we never hear about milliseconds, and apparently they matter. I mean, I guess, maybe I would say that your problem with the ball drop might be a little granular and maybe something to let go, but I think in this instance with this news anchor, we have seen that milliseconds matter.
They do.
And yeah, hopefully. Now I don't know what the response to this has been. Is it a thing where like people love her and it's fun and she's kind of playing it off, or are people like, how dare she do this on the news? I mean, I'm sure some people have felt both things, but
yeah,
I hope it's more fun than it is.
She's been forced to apologize. The not shocking thing, but the thing that I've noticed is that the first clip has been going around everywhere. But this is my first time seeing the clip explaining what she was doing. So people probably think she was just like, news. But she was counting down.
I would love it if every news anchor just started off their segment with news. Here comes news. Prepare for news.
Yeah, exactly. But before we move on to the last story, that reminds me too of another great news blooper of an anchor, top of the newscast. They mentioned that they were filling in for somebody else, and then there's no pause, and they immediately go into the first story. Do you remember that?
Oh, right. And then it's something about
like a house,
and it's saying that they died, and the story is about a death. So it sounds like they are saying that the person they are filling in for has died.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I'm Tyler Hyrchuk filling in for Jordan Morris. He was murdered brutally, and
that's why I'm filling in for him.
Exactly.
I love a news blooper, and I hope that I hope that local news never goes away, because just the bloopers are so beautiful. I mean, where are we gonna get this a comedy this good? Nowhere.
No,
a news blooper is the funniest thing.
I agree.
It's news. The funniest things in the world are news bloopers and Steve Harvey reacting to a saucy answer on Family Feud. As a comedy writer, I am constantly sent into a spiral, knowing that I will never come up with anything as funny as either of those things.
It truly is. You live two lives. The first life is before you realize that you can never write something that funny, and then the second life is once you're okay with that.
You accept it. You accept it and move on.
Exactly. Now on to story number one, our final story for the day, reported by DNYUZ. Joel, our producer's like, go to the last story already, dude. Like, I'm going to press the button.
No, we're going to rank our favorite condiments.
Daniel Dombeck is a neurobiologist at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. And he and his team are studying mice and neuroscience to see how the animals behave when they are immersed in a wide range of environments. But it's not cost effective to ship the mice to various locales. So what are the scientists doing in order to study the mice in different environments?
Gosh, please say they built a little water park for them. That's the video I want to see. I want to see what mice do when they're in a little water park built for mice. I know that's maybe a long shot, but I hope to see that. Please and if that's not the actual clip, someone listen, I don't like AI. I think we could use AI in this instance to create a clip of mice on a little water slide built for them. And that's the only time we'll ever use AI, but I think it would be worth it. Please show water slide.
They actually created, I would argue, just as exciting. They created a miniature virtual reality headset for them, and we have pictures.
Oh my gosh!
So,
well,
ridiculous.
It looks huge on them.
That looks quite AI.
What about their little spines?
So instead of the headset sitting on their heads, they put the mice in front of the headset atop a cylinder that turns in place and acts as a treadmill.
And it's showing them an owl? This is cruel.
That's cruel as hell.
Showing them their greatest enemy?
Oh, gosh. And so, yeah, it turns and acts as a treadmill so they can run around in the virtual world. And the scientists are claiming that the mice actually engaged in the tasks and interacted with the environment much more than the old system of screens and projections.
Okay. Wow. I mean, couldn't you just let the mice play a little Fortnite? That might be fun for them. Why do you have to show them their deaths? Oh my gosh.
You have little costumes for them. Oh, I got the new Peter Griffin skin for you. Here you go.
Wow.
Stuart
Yeah, I got you a
Little.
Pickle Rick. That's crazy. And I mean, will this owl chase simulator be available for humans? I might like to run from a giant owl.
That would be terrifying if the owl is like to scale. What
Yeah,
it is to scale
that
with the
kind of
mouse.
sounds fun, actually. I don't know that I've done that in a video game. It would be really fun to, just pretend to be a, a mouse on the run.
And on that note, we are two mice on the run because the episode is done. And I would like to thank our guest,
Hey!
Jordan Morris.
Thank
Tell the
you.
people what you got going on.
Yeah, as you mentioned in my lovely intro, I have a graphic novel available for pre-order now, coming out next year. It is called Youth Group. It is a YA horror comedy about a bunch of goofy teenage exorcists. It's got Shaun of the Dead vibes. It's got Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibes. I did it with a great artist named Bowen McGurty, whose work maybe you recognize from Marvel Comics, and a great series called Spectre Inspectors. And yeah, it's available for pre-order now, out next year. You can go to bit.ly/youthgroupbook and see the cover. You can see a bunch of art from it, and you get a bunch of pre-order links. So yeah, get out there and pre-order Youth Group if it sounds fun to you. Those pre-orders really help books. So
Hell yeah.
I'd love it if people would check it out. bit.ly/youthgroupbook.
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that. And partially selfishly asking, as a voice actor, do you have an audio version of it coming out?
Oh no, that's so funny. I think people are kind of working on ways to do graphic novel adaptations for audio. I think some people have tried it. I don't have any plans now, but if we do, we'll give you a call.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much. Are you doing anything
Yeah.
exciting for the holidays?
No, I'm hanging around. I live in LA, and I'm one of those people whose family is in Southern California, so I get to take advantage of, empty freeways and restaurants where you don't need to make a reservation. So yeah, I'm just living it up here in LA.
Love it. Well, thank you again for doing KYN Live with me today.
Tons of fun.
Tune in
Tons of fun.
next Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern for more news stories that are totally real but totally ridiculous. Joel, press that button. Until then, thank you, Jordan. Thank you, everybody out there. I've been Tyler Hyrchuk, and I will remain Tyler Hyrchuk.